Here's our Case Construction TV380 skid steer. And we picked it up last year. And I researched and thought I got good tracks for it. They're C-Lug style. And they are just so rough riding. And it's not, I know this is a track unit. It's gonna be rough, that's just what it is. It's just different than tires. But it's a different type of rough. I'm gonna try to show you guys. The thing just vibrates and shakes with just little movements each time the rollers roll over those C-Lugs. And I thought they were supposed to be smooth riding. So, we might be changing things, but let's go for a ride. As you can see, it's shaky. Look at that thing. Let me turn off my stabilization real quick. That's better. So now my GoPro's not stabilized. So you should be able to see all the vibration. Hopefully hear all the fun sounds. Now, if you guys remember a while back on Instagram and Facebook, I put a post up about tracks and ride quality, complaining about ours is just being rough. By the way, if you're not following us on Instagram and Facebook, go there now and check us out. Subscribe, follow, like, all that good stuff. We do a lot on there, a lot of talking, a lot of fun stuff, should be good. So with that said, yeah. So the D-Lugs, or the C-Lugs, you guys said they ride rough. You said multi-bars and the Z-Lugs are the best for the quality, the ride, the performance you can get for tracks on a skid steer. I understand you ride over a rock, you drive over a bump, you're gonna feel it, but it's the driving on the concrete floor, which is just terrible. We'll be carrying something with liquid or rocks, or not rocks, metal, and then everything is just shaking. You get on the forks and it's just really obnoxious, and I think it could be better. Well, Global Track Warehouse reached out to us and said, hey, we see you guys have a problem. We would like to fix it with our track, because our track is better than what you got. So we are going to put that to the test. So thank you, Global Track Warehouse, for giving us a chance to fix my mistake with the C-Lugs. And we're gonna put these Z-Lug multi-bar style on our skid steer TV380 and give her a round. So I'm gonna do a little comparison with ride quality as well as some of the performance and just see. So we'll make this a fun video. And two, it's a great time to put one of these on here because it's squealing really bad on the TV380 in the front, which means the bearings are going out. So I ordered a new one. So we'll put that on since the track's gotta come off anyways, put that on. Let's get to it. Oh, I just saw something fall out when I was doing that. Hats. Get a set of tracks, get a set of hats. Makes sense. I guess mine is pretty dirty, isn't it? Send that to the wash. All right, where were we? All right, so first up, nasty water in the cutoff shuttle test. Let's do it. All right, here we go. Let's try this. So let's go slow. Oh yeah. Yep, oh yeah. Yeah, it's splashing pretty good. I'm going about a half a mile an hour right now. I didn't hear that squealing, but that is that bearing going down that wheel. All right, I think we should swatch tracks now. Let's swap tracks, let's go. First thing I do is jack the skid steer up, take the weight off the tracks. Then you got a 7/8 here. You can take this plug out of the back of the cylinder that puts the tension on the track. Work it out, a little grease will squish out. It's just gonna happen, it's gonna make a mess. And that'll take the tension off. And then I'm gonna do what we didn't do last time. That's when we put a block of wood under the tractor on the front roller. And I'll get in there and start up and drive forward and let the block of wood roll around, and I'll take that front wheel and slide it back this way, squishing out all the grease, which is gonna give us all the slack we need to get this track off. A lot easier than we did it the first time. Now we know. There we go. Okay. All right, threw Dad in the cab. Let's get the tension off. So he's gonna start up and he's gonna go in reverse, and I'm gonna put blocks of wood down underneath here. We're gonna squish that back, and a bunch of grease is gonna go squish. Other way. There you go. Okay, that's good. You can turn it off. Now we got slack in the tracks. Dad's gonna hold the spud bar, and I'm gonna slowly put it in drive and reverse, and he's gonna see if he can pull the teeth off the front wheel and then get the slack. And if we get that off the front, then it just comes off easy. Let's try it. Well, that was easy. I think about this point, we were about 3 hours in and maybe had a little bit of slack on one of them back there last time.
But we're on the right track on that side, left track here.
Yeah, and Dad was doing it this time.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so as you can see, she's off, so that's simple. Like I was telling him, I think you could change a set of tracks faster than 4 tires in this thing any day. So we'll finish peeling this off, pull this track off, and bring the new ones in.
That'd be good right here.
Yeah, there you go. Now it does start binding now. So what we got to do now is we got to get it off this drive sprocket right here. This is where we either have to use the bar or I got to get the cherry picker and lift this up. And always put your safety pin in for a boom that's up ahead like that, because it could come down. So there's a reason why they have those. So now we got to pull it up above the drive sprocket. You can take that whole sprocket gear off and then it'll just give a lot more room, but we're going to try to see if we can lift it up and over the drive sprocket without having to take that off. I think you can do it. There you go. Hope I got that back up tall enough. I can lift it up more if I need to.
It's cut on the bottom.
There you go.
Man, these things do not move very well. How much horsepower does it take to move these things?
Probably a lot.
Oh my goodness.
Got her on. Dad pried on it a bunch. We put a bunch of pipes in around that front wheel, help it slide over the teeth, and got it on. And that is a J-track. J-track. Not a Z-track, J-track, but pretty close, you know. So now we gotta pull this C-lug track off and get the other J-track on. So we're making good progress. All right, new tracks are on. Let's take it for a spin. Find out. Is it better? Well, it's still a track machine, but it is definitely a little smoother. It's not nearly as aggressive bounces. They're just a lot finer movement. So I definitely think that's an improvement. All right, now for the official splash test. High speed run. Oh yeah, like 10 miles an hour. You know, high speed's definitely smooth. The other one was like that too. As you go faster, you go, the better it is. It's just the vibrations, I think, are a lot less aggressive. There's just more of them. So it's definitely an improvement. Definitely an improvement. I'm happy about that. Very nice. The other ones were pretty bad. The other thing too I've noticed is, I'll show you in a second here, is when you spin around in a circle on the ground, it doesn't push as much dirt. The other ones with those C-lugs, they tend to shove piles of dirt with the track. So as you turn, there'll just be a big ridge of dirt. But with this one, the dirt seems to slide between the tracks because they're just ridges straight through. There's not those little C-lugs. So that way, it doesn't make as big a mess when you're turning. So I like that too. That's definitely nice. Well, overall, I would say it's a good improvement. They're nice. They're really nice. Those ones, they got their place. I just don't think they're here this farm. These ones, these J-lugs, yeah, we'll keep them around. But there's still squealing going on. Didn't solve that problem. The roller I bought, even though it said it was compatible for a TV380, is not. It is slightly different. So I'm sending it back. But I ordered a whole set for this entire side because they pretty much are all slop, and somewhere in there there's some loud squealing going on. So we'll just fix it all, get it done, and that way it'll be fine. So we'll be changing these tracks again. That's okay, because you know what? We're getting better every time. So, good. Move on.
Okay, I'm back from the Commodity Classics. I'm of course celebrating being back home with some of my furry friends. There's Patch, and there's Pete, and there's Kobe. And they're all gathered around me because I did something popular. Popcorn. And while I was at the Commodity Classics, there was a producer there that was selling his and showcasing his popcorn, as that's his main produce that he produces from his farm. And so it's very interesting what it takes to grow popcorn and to grow a good grade of popcorn so that we can enjoy it. Regular corn doesn't work. So, well, anytime I make popcorn, they're all gathered around me, hoping to get a little bit of this special food. Sounds kind of corny, doesn't it? What do you think? Huh? Do you like it? They do like it. So anyway, you can watch this interview that I had with this producer, how popular popcorn is today's pop culture. Have a special person here that his name's Zachary Tanner, and he's a farmer, but he's actually farming something that I love very much and is found in our household almost every evening.
Popcorn's like growing field corn, but there's an emphasis on quality because the kernel has to have an intact seed coat in order to pop. So the biggest thing that we run into is trying to handle that and maintain the integrity of the kernel so that it pops well. And knowing that it's a food grade product, handling it with the kind of cleanliness that you would come to expect from a food product. So, you know, there's a lot that goes into it. When we harvest, we'll come across the scales, and after crossing the scales, we'll scalp it, take out bits of cob if there is any. In processing, it's much like a seed cleaner, and we'll use a color sorter, and there'll be metal detectors in the plant and that kind of thing, and then it comes to you.
Isn't that awesome to see family farms, and they've got a niche. It's a wonderful niche, Yeah, and it's one that I'm gonna remember whenever another piece of popcorn comes in my mouth. Zach and Sons. Is what it sounds. It's wonderful. So appreciate it very much. Thank you very much.
We appreciate it.
Okay, and check out this. It's on the internet,
Yes.
possibly.
FancyFarmPopcorn.com. Yes, sir.
All right.
You got it.
All right. Okay, I enjoyed that interview, and I really love that popcorn machine. What do you guys want to do? You want to keep hounding me for more popcorn? Doggone it. You're going to stay here till it's all gone. And that's a kernel of truth.